the biggest conversations that have been spoken about when it comes to, rallying people ahead and trying to have conversations about what's going to happen and trying to feel out what people are actually feeling and listening to people's grievances and pain and anger and all the emotions that we've been going through during this very difficult 2 weeks of protests in Kenya. First 2 weeks, reject finance bill. In fact, even this week, half of it, reject finance bill. And then finally, Ruto must go. We've had spaces on X being such an instrumental space where people can have conversations angrily, happily, confused, discouraged. We've had conversations around these spaces on X, but on one of those conversations where people were having an exchange of ideas and an exchange of emotions, where the space had actually garnered up to 128,000 listeners and speakers involved, it just shut down. It just shut down. And of course, a lot of Kenyans were disgruntled about this whole situation, and they went ahead and started tweeting at or Xing, I don't know what to call it anymore, sending messages to Elon Musk asking that he provide Starlink as a supply for networks for people to have conversations across, instead of using the big telecoms that we have in Kenya, including Safaricom and Airtel, among others. So a lot of people were tweeting and asking, give Kenyans another offer for Starlink. We will subscribe in drones. Our current internet service provider collaborated with a repressive regime to throttle citizen journalism and muzzle freedoms. We had someone else who said, our current ISPs, which are the same internet service providers, collaborated with oppressors, so please give us back Starlink, to which he responded and said, Starlink Mini will be about half the standard terminal prices, so it'll be about half the price of what we're paying now, and will be available later this year. But still, the concern is we need to have an internet service provider that is consistent, reliable, and is not biased, or at least allegedly biased. So in this particular case, I don't know, maybe pushing a little bit more to get Starlink to come into Kenya will be helpful. So keep tweeting, keep sending messages, and quoting and and reposting these comments that are trying to catch attention of Elon Musk, because we never know, it may actually happen.